What's good, folks? You know who this is. You know what it do. So let's get to it. Today, so we're gonna be on political issues because I basically want to get into, my presidential choice. You know, among all the candidates, my choice is Ron Paul, and the reason that is for me, what I'm saying, is three reasons. What I'm saying. One, my issues with our foreign policy. You know, Number two, my issues with our monetary policy. And number three, my issues with the constant undermining of our rights as ordained under the Constitution as, God-given rights. And that's it. And that's it. I mean, each day that goes by, our country drift, what I'm saying, closer to being a tyranny. You know what I'm saying? To being like a communist fucking country or something. You know, I mean, those behind the scene, what I'm saying, that actually got influence over our elected officials, what I'm saying, don't want us to have any rights, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they're attacking us from all corners, and just to give you a brief history, what I'm saying, on our country, I'm gonna read something from a blog I wrote, back when I first took a political interest, because up until like maybe maybe a year and a half ago or so, I could care less about political issues, you know what I'm saying? But now I do. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I had a fucking epiphany, you know what I'm saying, like maybe a year or so ago. You know what I'm saying? It's got me looking at all of our issues and got me, you know what I'm saying, concerned and also involved, And for the benefit of those who didn't pay attention in history class, the British imposed heavy taxes on the American colonies to pay for the French/Indian War. These taxes paid for the honorable privilege of not being represented in the British Parliament. I'm sorry. The American Yankees also was forced to house the British soldiers. Of course, the American colonies didn't like the terms and ended up in war with Britain for their independence. After 7 long years, the war finally became unsustainable for Britain, and the British was forced to retreat and accept defeat, therefore giving this country its birth and our fucking independence. You know, now think about it. The Yankees was being heavily taxed. They had no representation in the British Parliament, and they were dealing with military occupation. Occupation. That sounds like a lot what we're dealing with today. Because today we got a heavy police state. And it's like if you're not a big corrupt, what I'm saying, corporation line, what I'm saying, with big butts, you can't go and have representation. What I'm saying, from our elected officials. You know what I'm saying? It's like every day we getting closer and closer to tyranny. You know what I'm saying? Just look at all these the Constitution violating legislations is being passed like the Patriot Act. You know what I'm saying? Or this new legislation, Section 1867 of the National Defense Authorization Act. You know what I'm saying? Which was signed, by the way, on New Year's Eve, December 31st of 2000 motherfucking 11. You know what I'm saying? By our current president. Yes, Mr. Obama, President Obama. You know, on New Year's Eve, just virtually signed away our due process. Now all the fucking president got to do, or all the military got to do, is say you a terrorist. And guess what? You ain't got no rights to a lawyer. You ain't got no rights to a trial by jury. You ain't got no rights to challenge your accuser. You ain't got no right to question your witnesses against you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got none of that shit no more. You know what I'm saying? The president ain't got it. Ain't got to detain you. He can detain you indefinitely, but he can also assassinate you. And President Obama done it. You know, I mean, we got a failing foreign policy because we all we do is just keep shit going in these overseas countries. You know what I'm saying, on our ordained from God mission to spread democracy throughout the fucking planet. You know what I'm saying, by the way of fucking bombs. You know, and all Obama did is continue, what I'm saying, Bush's foreign policy. You know what I'm saying? Bomb now, ask questions later. That type of shit. I mean, and all it's doing is setting us further into debt. You know what I'm saying? it's really falling on our kids' heads. You know what I'm saying? Because they're the ones that's gonna have to be responsible for cleaning up this mess. If we do nothing about it. And right now, each child that's born into this country is born, what I'm saying, with like a $300,000 plus a price tag on their head because that's just how much debt they born into. You know what I'm saying? And that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? $16 trillion in debt. That's because we want to fight this unsustainable, global fucking war to spread democracy. And it's because we want to fight this unsustainable, what I'm saying, incoherent war on a fucking tactic, terror. You know what I'm saying? You got some people so scared of the fucking jihad that they'll sell their own fucking rights up the river. You know what I'm saying? And you got, I mean, most of the people in Congress, just don't really have a clue to, what I'm saying, if it's oblivious to anything that's going on and actually think, what I'm saying, they working in our best interest, but at the same time selling us up the fucking river to their special interest group. And then you got those particular ones in Congress that know exactly what the fuck they doing, like Senator McCain and Carl Levin. You know what I'm saying? And Carl Levin's a fucking Democrat out of Michigan. It breaks my fucking heart to say this. That piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? Because them two is the motherfuckers that came up with the legislation, you know what I'm saying, that virtually stripped all of us of our Bill of Rights. You know what I'm saying? I mean, of our due process. You know what I'm saying? And now all the fuck we have to do, you know what I'm saying? We don't even have to do shit like, for example, I could donate $20 to XYZ charity, you know what I'm saying? And 2 years later, XYZ charity, you know what I'm saying, get involved in, you know what I'm saying, terrorist activities. And since I'd have donated to them 2 years prior, now I'm a fucking terrorist. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm in Guantanamo Bay some motherfucking where, or in one of the secret 600 FEMA camps that spread across this motherfucking country somewhere, you know what I'm saying, in an undisclosed location, you know what I'm saying, just stuck. No lawyer, no court, no nothing. Just you a terrorist getting there. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm a fucking prisoner of war. You know what I'm saying? This is any American citizen. Did you know your own backyard is a fucking battleground? Yes, it is. So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? All the fuck the president got to do is say, Terry's a terrorist. Well, Terry may be dangerous. Go ahead, you got the green light to kill Terry in front of his kids. You know what I'm saying? And Terry, a man that ain't did nothing in his motherfucking life that went with the motherfucking work every day to provide for his motherfucking family, get a bullet in his head, you know what I'm saying? Because somebody thinks he a fucking terrorist and he dies in front of his family. Is that right? You think some shit like that could go down in the land of the free, in the home of the brave? You know what I'm saying? In a society that's supposed to be a free society. Now, mind you, all these so-called terrorists or whatever are supposed to hate us because we free. They're supposed to hate us because we have our, you know what I'm saying, liberties or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But really, ask yourself, are we fucking free, or is it just an illusion? You know what I'm saying? Ron Paul is my choice for president because Ron Paul is the only candidate, you know what I'm saying, running, you know what I'm saying, that's honest. You know what I'm saying? That's been telling us, like, look, if we continue these policies, all it's gonna do is put us further in debt, and it's gonna cause all type of financial problems and crisis. And what the fuck done happened? He been saying this shit 30 years. You know what I'm saying? For the past 30 years now. I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? Explaining these events that happened years before it happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, the housing bubble. You know what I'm saying? Ron Paul called that years before it happened. You know what I'm saying? Say if we continue to allow the government to force these banks to give these loans to people who can't afford it, it's going to cause problems in the future. People are going to be losing their homes. And look what the fuck happened. You know what I'm saying? If you continue to impose all these high taxes on these companies, you know what I'm saying? You're going to continue to see a decrease in jobs. And look what the fuck happened. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no fucking jobs here. You know what I'm saying? Right now, the little jobs we getting back is jobs we done lost already. We supposed to be getting them back. You know what I'm saying? Don't be bragging about some shit you supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? You want to brag about some shit. You know what I'm saying? In 4 motherfucking years, you know what I'm saying? Take 2 trillion off the debt instead of add it to the fucking debt. Brag about that shit, yo. You know what I'm saying? I mean, only Ron Paul You know what I'm saying? Wants to end the Fed. Only Ron Paul wants to bring all of our troops home. You know what I'm saying? And actually put strength and force on our border instead of on the Afghanistan border. You know what I'm saying? Only Ron Paul, you know what I'm saying, wants to return us to a foreign policy and a monetary policy that actually makes some fucking sense. You know what I mean? Only Ron Paul. I mean, y'all. I mean, some of y'all might still be under the impression that Ron Paul's a racist for whatever reason. But say what the fuck you want about Ron Paul. But Ron Paul is the only one that wants to stop this damn failing federal war on drugs. You know what I'm saying? That specifically targets, you know what I'm saying, our communities, the black communities. It target us. You know what I'm saying? You can't convince me otherwise because it disproportionately puts us in prison. You know what I'm saying? We represent 14% of those who use drugs, but represent 65% of those who actually catch cases and get convicted and get sent to prison. You know what I'm saying? From drug use. You know what I'm saying? Only Ron Paul wants to end that. You know what I'm saying? A vote for anybody else is a vote for the same. You know what I'm saying? A vote for Ron Paul is a vote for real change. Session over.